For today's video, we're going back to the basics. By far, the most common question that I get, whether it's through email or direct message from the viewers, is, as someone who is new to lawn care or someone who's just beginning, what is the best piece of advice that you would give? And I think that breaks down to a couple of things. It's products that you're using, equipment that you're using, and how are you using it. And with all of the information we have on the internet today, all of the social media influence that's out there, it can be really easy to get intimidated or have analysis paralysis over just all of the tons of products that are out there that may or may not really work, some better than others. But what we're going to talk about is the basic principles of lawn care, the best products to use for getting started in your lawn care journey, and how you can use them to get great results in your lawn without breaking the bank or going totally overboard with spending on products that may not be necessary for your situation. So let's get into it. So we're just going to kick it off with the discussion about fertilizers. You really don't have to go far to find good fertilizers locally. If you want to save a little bit of money, both of these bags cost $24 at my local Lowe's store. But what I have in front of me is a bag of ammonium sulfate, and then I also have a bag of just your standard triple 13. So with the ammonium sulfate, you have a 20.500 analysis. The analysis represents what's actually in the bag. So your first number is your nitrogen, or N for short, and then you have your phosphorus reading, which is a 0, and then you have your potassium. So as you can see, this bag is a triple 13. This bag is an even distribution of NPK, while the ammonium sulfate is really just going to be the nitrogen application. And we use ammonium sulfate a lot in the professional turf world for really a fast and efficient green up. Ammonium sulfate is really used as kind of a blender in a lot of different fertilizer products as just one of the nitrogen sources. But really, to me, in my own anecdotal experience, and a lot of people share the same opinion, is that ammonium sulfate gives you a really deep, dark green pop of color. So a lot of times we like to apply this by itself. And then throughout the year, you can use this triple 13 to make sure you're incorporating more nutrients into the lawn. So if you've done a soil test, or maybe you don't know, but you want to get some potassium and some phosphorus down, this triple 13 is going to be a great way for you to do that. And not only does it contain the NPK nutrients, but it also has sulfur in here as a part of the amount of ammonium sulfate that's also in this bag. So Stay Green has really been stepping it up lately and giving us more options. This is one of the better triple 13 options I've seen. Generally, the 111 fertilizers can be low quality that you're buying from big box stores, but this one seems to be a lot higher quality than some of the other ones I've seen in the past. So these would be great options for you, and both bags come in at $24 at Lowe's, which is actually a really good buy and significant savings for you. Now, if you're completely new to lawn care and you're just now looking at fertilizers and you don't have a spreader, I really kind of handpicked this one by Chapin. Chapin's been around a long time. They do make some good quality equipment, but they also make some options for the homeowner that are a little bit more price friendly, and you still get a lot of the same options as maybe some of the commercial models that you might see. So this model I have in front of me, this is the 8301. You can also buy this one at Lowe's. It's about $200, and while price shopping with some of the models that a lot of homeowners kind of jump into, like the Scott's Mini, that is now over $50, I think if you're going to spend any money on a spreader and you kind of want to grow into it, just go ahead and get into something like this and get used to using it instead of buying a Scott's Mini for $50 and then one day upgrading to maybe a $200 or $300 spreader. I think this Chapin is a great buy for what you get. It's got air-filled tires. It has fully enclosed and sealed gears on it. The whole thing is made of metal, and you have metal linkage on this model. There's no cables that can stretch out, so it would be really hard to wear this model out over time. And this is just a really nice spreader. I think it's just a great entry point for a lot of homeowners that are looking to just get into lawn care, because you really kind of jump into more of a commercial type of spreader instead of having one that's plastic and can potentially break right away. And I know a big issue with the Scott's Mini is that with the plastic wheels that are hollow, sometimes the fertilizer would collect inside the wheels and then it would drop in one place, and a lot of times you would get these streaks of really green grass or even burnt grass, depending on what time of year that you're applying, and it would just cause a big problem. So I recommend staying away from the Scott's Minis and just kind of jump into something like this, like the Chapin. These are tried and true, they're tested, they're really great quality, and they work really well. They have your edge guard and pretty much all of the features you would want out of a spreader for the price point of around $200 you can get from this Chapin. Now for this next part, you're really going to want to understand what type of turf grass you have in your lawn, whether you're cool season grass or your warm season grass. If you're cool season grass like me, I have tall fescue with a little bit of bluegrass mixed into it. When you're making your herbicide selections, you want to make sure that you understand your grass type, because using the wrong types of herbicides and pesticides on your grass type can harm it. But if you're a cool season person like me, this combination that you can get at any hardware big box store is going to be a really great kind of 1-2 punch, or you can mix these two together at the same time anytime you want to, and it's going to take care of most of the weeds that are in your lawn, mostly broadleaf weeds. Some grassy weeds are not included in that. But so you have the ortho right here with the orange cap. This is going to be your driving force to getting rid of crabgrass and some other broadleaf weeds that you might have in the lawn. But then you have the silver cap, which is more for clover and ivy and oxalis and some other things. So make sure you read the labels on these. But if you mix these two together, these are going to knock out the majority of the weeds that you might have in your lawn. And you can apply these in a blanket application, or you can do a spot spray application. So some equipment you might consider, you may want to get a backpack sprayer or a hand pump sprayer if you're spot spraying. But make sure you read the labels on these and you mix them appropriately. They give you measuring tools here in the caps when you're mixing and you're pre-mixing in your water. But really, this is going to be your best bet when you go to the hardware store, because there's going to be a lot of stuff on the shelf. You're going to get intimidated by it. But really, these are the two things that you want to look at predominantly. So if you decide that you're going to be spraying herbicides and other things into your lawn, one thing I would definitely suggest getting is a good backpack sprayer. This is a sprayer called the SprayMate Tornado. It's made by Flowzone. And this is one of the entry-level models that you can get if you're just getting into this and you want to learn how to use a backpack sprayer. This one is very simple to use and it is high quality. I've been using Flowzone sprayers for going on 5 years now. I had the original Tornado when it first came out back in like 2018, and I loved it. I used it until it died, and I got another one. So this is the latest version. This is the 2024 model. You can get it as a tool only. So this one, if you're already on a battery platform, if you're on a Milwaukee or a DeWalt platform, the tool only model, which is a little bit cheaper than the battery model, you can use your batteries for your drills on this sprayer, and there's no need for them to send you a battery. Or you can get the model that comes with a battery too. That's totally fine. But you really get a nice, everything about it, the fit and finish, the wand, the lance, everything about it for an entry-level model is excellent. And then it also has these nice thick back straps here that are very comfortable to wear, especially if you're carrying 4 gallons of liquid on your back. I don't know if I mentioned it's a 4-gallon sprayer, but if you're carrying 4 gallons around, you definitely want it to be comfortable. So I've always been happy with these models. They're very cost effective. They're very user friendly. There's not a lot that you can really mess up with them, but I've been using Flowzone sprayers for a long time and I really enjoy these. So this would be a really good option if you're just starting out and you're considering a backpack sprayer. Take a look at the SprayMate Tornado. It's a really nice sprayer. Now this far, everything I showed you with fertilizers and weed control, none of that really matters if you don't have a proper mowing program or you don't have really a good quality lawnmower that you're using. Because as a cultural practice, mowing is really the most important thing you can do for your lawn. So I got 2 models here, okay? And the biggest difference between these two, there are a lot of similarities. These are both battery-powered mowers. This is an Ego. This is a Milwaukee Fuel. This is an M18. Both of them have a lever. All 4 wheels will adjust your cut height with one lever. This one is a 56 volt. This takes 2 18 volt 12 amp batteries. They both bag, they both mulch, they have side discharge on them. The biggest difference between these 2 models is that this Ego model is a $500 mower, or what I would call an entry level, and the Milwaukee's more of a commercial mower, and it comes in at about $1,000. So while most homeowners probably do not want to spend $1,000, especially new homeowners, on a mower, the Milwaukee Fuel is really my favorite. even I like it better than a lot of the gas-powered mowers that I've ever used. But I was really surprised when I started using this Ego mower how well it cut and all of the features that you get for the price point. Because at $500, that seems to be kind of the going rate for mowers these days. And Ego has always been a very strong brand. You can also buy these locally at hardware stores. Lowe's also carries the Ego mowers, but you get a lot of the same features you would get out of the Milwaukee mower at $1,000 that you would get in an Ego mower that is half the price. So some of those features, as I mentioned, it has the one touch here to move all four wheels on the side, which I love. You can bend the handlebars down with one single bar and they will fold flat. You can also fold the handlebars down to go even shorter depending on your height. You can adjust that. So if you're taller or shorter, it's really easy for you to make those adjustments. And then of course you have the bag here that just clips on, but then you also have a mulch plug that you can use here in the bag as well. And then it does come with a charger, and you also get your 56 volt 6 amp hour battery. This should last you about 60 minutes of runtime. It takes about that much time to charge up as well, but it's plenty of power for your average size yard. And comparing between the two, I mean, really, if you're looking for a homeowner entry-level model on the battery, I would just look straight to the Ego. If you have the budget for it, the Milwaukee is really the build quality, the fit and finish overall, to me, is just a lot better than the Ego. But for what you get for the price point, this Ego certainly does not disappoint. And I was really surprised at the cut quality at half the cost of what the Milwaukee will cost you. And I've been mowing with this now for a few weeks, and you know, it's really done a great job. So Ego would be a great option for the new homeowner who wants to get into a battery platform. And then if you want to expand, certainly you can use your Ego batteries. I've used their string trimmers. I've used their power heads for different things. They do make great hand tools that go along with the mowers. So as far as Ego goes, Ego is definitely one of my recommended brands, along with Milwaukee Fuel. But for the new homeowner, I think Ego is probably the way to go. That's all I really got for you for today. A lot of my content going forward going to be really focused towards beginners, helping you understand the basic principles of lawn care, more agronomic practices like this, less about like flashy products and things. We're going to be looking at things that actually work. So if you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stick around for more videos. I'm going to get more into maybe some granular things about, you know, how to apply it, how to calculate fertilizer rates. I've done some really complicated videos in the past, and I'm just kind of getting back to, you know, the basics of lawn care and helping people understand how to get started and what's the best practice for how to take care of your lawn and do it in an easy way and to get great results like you see behind me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.